Something about the way that
Most people know Clay Aiken as the American Idol star with the powerful pipes and hit songs. What they may not know is that his road to fame and fortune was not always a smooth one. And he writes about life before his discovery in the new book called Learning to Sing. Clay Aiken, it's good to see you
Good to see you too.
How are you?
I'm doing okay.
A little cold today?
Yeah, a little bit of a cold. Still trying to fight it off.
Yeah. This book, I think, is a remarkably intimate look at your life. Why did you want people to take a peek at that?
I think it was less about wanting people to know everything about me and more about wanting to try to be able to share a little bit about of some of the stuff I've learned. I think I had the opportunity to write a biography, and I really didn't want to do that because I don't think I've lived long enough yet. But it was really just the chance to kind of tell stories about people who I knew and experiences I had growing up and what I believe kind of shaped me into who I am today. So it was kind of a chance to share some stories that I think other people would be able to relate to. I got picked on when I was in middle school and had a strained relationship with my biological father and not the sunniest one with my stepfather as well. And I think a lot of people have that same type of situation. And my mom always told me to learn from whatever you do, otherwise it's not worth going through it. So if I had not done that, then it would not be worth it. And so I think, maybe if I can share what I learned, then someone who might be going through the exact same thing could learn something as well.
You're always a teacher, of course you are, yes, because of course you were a special ed teacher before you became Clay Aiken. Let's go back to some of the things. Number one, you talked about your biological father. You tried for a time, and you outlined it in the book, to maintain a relationship with him, and he just sort of dropped the ball on his end. And then when he was you were scheduled to sing and he died. Right. You went ahead with that performance. Why?
I kind of, it's a little more complicated than a quick answer. So I think probably, I guess I felt that as much as you don't want to let something bother you, and as much as you don't want to let something affect you, I guess I just kind of decided that it wasn't worth it to him to be a part of my life for so many years, that I kind of felt like I was better served to go ahead and do what I was planning on doing. Not that it was a decision to be disrespectful, but probably more of a decision to be to keep things as smooth as possible. I don't like to be confrontational, and I also write about how when I went to my grandmother's funeral just a few years earlier, I had been asked to leave. So going and trying to rehash all that out again was just going to be more complicated than needed to be.
Family issues are never clean and smooth. But you know what? A beacon of light and hope in your life is Faye Parker, your mother. She is so fantastic, though. I've met her a couple of times. She's so great. She believed in you from the beginning, thought your voice was going to take you places.
Probably
you
more
not so sure, right?
More so than me, right.
What, and it's important to you, I've heard you say it time and again, to be the kind of man that she would be proud of.
Right. I think, she, like I said, like you said too, that, she believed in me more than I did, and she wanted this for me, and she saw this happening long before I even thought it could be possible, or even before I even wanted it to be possible. And so, she's always, all these lessons that we talk about in the book, and I introduced her very early on, and obviously because she's the thread that runs through everything, and at the end, it's kind of like that thing you don't want to ever admit that what mom said was right all along.
But they're always right. Say it right now.
I don't know.
She is right, and she was right.
She was right, and all the lessons that I learned, I realized by the end. Doing this book was really an eye-opening experience. It was very therapeutic. It was almost like a psychologist session. Every time I sat down to do it, I felt like I needed to lie on a couch. But I told, as I was telling Allison Glock, who wrote it with me, as we started working through each thing, as we get to the end and then get to the lesson, I'd be like, well, that's something Mom already said anyway. Yeah. And so when we got to the end of the book, we just decided to do a chapter that kind of wrapped it all up and said, you know what, this is all that Mom told me all along.
A couple things I got to get to. Thanksgiving, your plans are your mom's going to come out to California and spend some time with you?
My mother and
awesome.
my younger brother are coming out. Just bought a house there, so that's exciting. We're going to have we're going to christen the kitchen. Yeah.
Does that mean you're going to cook?
No.
You're going to christen it with someone else.
Someone else is going to cook.
Okay, very good. That's the way it should be done. Can I just be a mother? Because I am a mother, so let me just say what your mom would say. Get your rest.
I need to.
and get rid of this cold, because that's the only way you're going to get rid of it.
Absolutely.
So, Aiken, it's so good to see you.
It's good to see you, too.
Yeah, you just are doing so wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for coming by.